In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 foundational principles of holistic health and wellness. Now, these are extremely important, if not essential to be known, especially right now in the world where gyms are closing down, yoga studios are closing down, mental health is at an all-time low. This video is important. Stay tuned. What's going on, beautiful person of the world? Thank you for coming and checking out this video at the Path of Self-Mastery. Make sure you subscribed if you haven't already, you like this video, you leave a comment throughout if you've got questions, and let's get right into it. At the moment in the world, things are going a bit crazy. Gyms are closing down, yoga studios closing down. Things are changing, do you know what I'm saying? And as a result, we're experiencing some physical turmoil, but mostly mental emotional challenge. Mental emotional health is lower than it ever has been. Last week or something, around 12 people apparently, there was this number put out on how many people died from the COVID virus. In the same week, 150, which is 10 times more than that number, people died because they had committed suicide. They had taken their own lives. Hold up. What's more serious right now? What's more serious right now? So, mental health's at an all-time low. Let's get to the bottom of why this is. These 6 foundational principles, you're either neglecting them, or you're either balancing them, or you're somewhere in between. Now, if these principles are so very far out of balance, even just one of them, you can surely find yourself with some form of illness or dis-ease. If you find harmony, you will find health, you will experience health in these principles. So, these 6 foundational principles, before we get into them, are split into 2 categories, yin and yang. The yin aspect is associated with the feminine energy, internal regeneration, and therefore we can clearly see nutrition, hydration, and rest. These are 3 of the 6 foundational principles, and these are more directed internal. When we rest, we recover. When we hydrate, we recover. When we eat well, we recover. We gain energy. We're generating energy with the yin aspects, okay? The yang aspects, thinking, movement, and breathing, these are all external. These all involve some form of movement. Thinking is a form of mental movement. Movement is obviously a form of physical movement, and breath is a movement that is constantly taking place. So these are the yang aspects, and these expend energy, right? Are you following with me so far? If you are, and you enjoy this video, make sure to like the video and comment below. It would be super helpful, and I would truly appreciate it. So let's take a look at these and identify if there are any that are more important than the other or not. You see, generally, they're all on the same level. If we're not eating correctly, then the chances are we're not thinking correctly. You know, if you eat sugar, refined sugar, the white sugar that's in almost everything these days, here's an interesting thing. Your blood becomes acidic in its pH once you've eaten refined sugar, very fast. In order for the body to neutralize this acidic pH, it tries to bring in as much oxygen as it can. So breathing increases. The rate of your breath, your heart rate will increase and increase and increase as an attempt to bring more and more oxygen into the body and neutralize the pH. So you end up hyperventilating. You end up breathing so fast and so unconsciously that your mental emotional state also changes. Because if we're not breathing properly, then we're not thinking properly. So we started with nutrition. Now we're talking about breathing. Do you know what I'm saying? These are very connected. When the breath is fast, the breath is ungrounded, so is the mind. And this is one of the core principles and fundamental teachings within meditation. This is why we use the breath. Because the breath is our anchor into the present moment. When we breathe deep and slow, we can think more clearly. We can see more clearly. When we're breathing shallow, dehydrated, this soon happens. In fact, you eat the refined sugar, nutrition, your thinking speeds up, your breathing speeds up. You then become dehydrated because breathing requires some water. Isn't this amazing? The human body is so interconnected. And with this knowledge, you can have more of an interstanding, yeah, more so an interstanding, not an understanding, inter or overstanding on what it really means to get healthy and how it's not the most complicated thing in the world. You don't need to be going around fad diet to fad diet to fad training program, but really just focus on getting these 6 foundational principles in line with your nature. Okay, now your nature is very similar to everyone's nature, but there are some specific differences, which is why there isn't just one diet for everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's keep rolling with this. You become dehydrated because you're breathing so fast, because you ate the sugar and then you're thinking so fast. Then what's the problem with dehydration? Well, there are about 10 trillion cells within the human body, maybe even more. Like, I don't know, I might have missed a 0 off there. And every single cell needs to communicate with other cells, right? And there are different kinds of cells, but every cell, in order to communicate, needs water, because the cell membrane is formed of mostly water. So if your cell membranes are all dried up like raisins because you're dehydrated, then your cells can't communicate properly with one another. Then you end up with all kinds of malcommunication, miscommunications going in with your body. Do you know what I'm saying? Autoimmune, whatever it might be. Dehydration causes constipation, causes the mucosal membranes within the intestines to go dry and weak, even within the stomach as well. Stomach ulcers, inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, IBD, just to say a few. Dehydration is massive, so drink some water. And good quality water, in fact, because yes, nutrition, they say you are what you eat, but you are what you digest. You are what you can assimilate and absorb. The other stuff is waste, and that comes out. And if your systems aren't working properly, then you can't extract the right minerals from your food. So you're not necessarily what you eat, you are what you can absorb. There's an interesting one. Big up Paul Chek. And big up Paul Chek for these 6 principles, in fact. I didn't make these up. I learned from this man, Paul Chek, who is so inspiring to me. And wow, the guy is an example of yin yang in harmony. At least that's how he appears to me. Let's continue, right? We haven't talked about movement or rest and sleep. Well, let's see if we can connect this to the story that we're kind of playing, this chain of events that's going on. Movement, thinking, breathing, hydration. So we're dehydrated. Well, are you going to be able to move much if you're dehydrated? You're going to be able to exercise much if you're dehydrated? You're going to feel tired, sluggish, fatigued, very easily out of breath because you're not breathing properly as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you're not exercising enough, then you might end up with an excess energy within the body, an excess of mental, emotional energy, maybe an excess of cortisol. You're in the stress response. You're in fight or flight. You've got adrenaline running through your body, and you haven't been able to move to channel that because you're dehydrated, because you weren't breathing properly, because you weren't thinking properly, because you were eating refined sugars. Do you know what I'm saying? Now your sleep is affected. Now you can't get to sleep at night because you've got so much energy in the mind, not even in the body. It's like your body's a slug. Your body's a slug and your mind is racing at the same time. This is called insomnia. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've mentioned a few illnesses here, a few that people would say are incurable, chronic illnesses that people would usually be prescribed medication for at a snap of the fingers. But what if we can hone in on our health and we can become self-reliant in our health? Because that's what this is all about. That's what self-mastery is all about. It's all about becoming self-reliant. You see, if you're watching this video in a time where the gyms and the yoga studios and the leisure centers are closing down, then you're going to need to know that it is highly important for you to become self-reliant. You can exercise wherever and whenever you are. You can take care of your nutrition regardless, because you know some basics. You're staying hydrated. You're doing a basic movement practice, and you're looking after your thinking with something like meditation, right? Mindfulness practice. And you're resting very much too, which can also, that's just sleep, right? Isn't it? We don't need to complicate that one. So I hope you're enjoying this video. It's kind of raw, unedited. I'm kind of liking that vibe. I'm flowing. If you've benefited from this video, please let me know in the comments below and share this video. Why? Because these are 6 foundational principles of holistic health and wellness. Now, most people in the world aren't paying attention to them, but if you're looking at the full circle, if you're looking from a holistic perspective, you can see where you've been slacking the most in your life. So me personally, if I answer that question, where have I been slacking the most? And I'll ask you the same question. Where have you found most difficulty in these 6 principles throughout your life? Because me personally, I can outline a few. Nutrition, I'd say, is the most difficult one for me personally. That's the one that I feel like I'm least masterful in. And so that's the one that I actually don't coach people in so much. I don't usually coach people in nutrition. I might help you remove refined sugar from your diet, because that takes a lot of work with thinking, do you know what I mean? With rest, with hydration, movement, sleep, breathing. There are more ways for us to actually get to a good result than just through nutrition. For example, if you hydrated yourself more, if you start sleeping better, then you don't feel like you have the sugar cravings because your blood sugar is more stable. Or if your thinking is taken care of, you're not in such a stressed out state of mind, then you don't feel like you need to run away from your thoughts through substances and addictions and other tendencies, right? Which then cause your health to decline, which then cause the other 6 foundational principles to fall out of balance, which then lead to some form of disease or illness. So which of the 6 foundational principles have you struggled with the most in your life? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to share this video with as many people as you can, because right now people are getting sick. And additionally, I've created a solution for this specific case that seems to be happening right now, where the gyms and the yoga studios are closing down. I have been working my behind off creating an online platform. This is called the Online Dojo at selfmastery.com, and you can check out, there's a link in the description below, 2 things. One of them is weekly wellness kits, and these are free. So every week you're going to receive a yoga routine, a guided meditation, and maybe something else. On my website you can go to a page, or there's a link in the description below, and that's going to be completely free. So all you need to do is subscribe, enter your name and email, and you'll get a weekly yoga routine to follow along to keep your movement practice in line and consistent, and a meditation practice too. Of course, I would highly recommend that you start the day with a glass of water. You start the day with a healthy breakfast. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're breathing deeply, gently, calmly, presently. The yoga and meditation that you'll experience in the weekly wellness kits will take care of that for you. It's going to help you come into the day feeling so much better than you have been, because the mornings are oftentimes the most difficult part of the day for those experiencing mental health challenges. Now, secondly, 14 days free at the Online Dojo. I'm super excited to announce this. This is a library of all of my yoga classes, all of my guided meditations. You can even get access to my 21-part meditation course that teaches you how to meditate from absolute beginner to being able to being a self-reliant meditator. That's someone that can meditate on a loud train, Meditate without guides. Meditate no matter where they are and what they're feeling. You'll be able to use meditation as a way to navigate through your life, discover more about yourself, and master your mental emotional patterns. So, if you're interested in accessing the online dojo, trust me, it's full power. There's so much in there, and it's only at a monthly fee. But you get 14 days completely free. So if you want to check that out, then hit the link in the description. Both of those links, check them out. Share this video with so many people. Let's stay healthy and happy. That's why I created the online dojo, the 14-day free access pass for you, so that you can come into the world feeling good every day. Or at least I can there be with you on a consistent level, instead of having to see you maybe once a week. This way we can train together every day. You don't have to see me at a specific time. You can do it whenever you want. So make sure to check out those links in the description. Share this video once again. Like the video. Honestly, makes a difference. And subscribe to this channel too, because this is all about self-mastery, and this is what I feel the world needs right now so much. We need this, people. We need to be talking about real stuff like holistic health and putting out real knowledge on these topics. Okay? So much love. I wish you an absolutely amazing day. I wish you enjoyment with the 14-day free pass into the online dojo. And the wellness kits as well, weekly wellness kits. Enjoy them too. Peace out. Have an amazing day. Namaste.